Hello everybody and welcome back to another stream. It's been a while. I'm hoping this is all working because I'm doing a bit of a different setup than normal. Just realised that my camera started to flip again, which is annoying. Let's go with that. There we go. That's what we want. That's what we want, I think. So I am mostly, once again, back doing Lego, using a slightly different setup than I've previously used before. But I'm hoping it should be slightly better than what I was using, because it's now got more of a top-down view, mostly still having this. So I'm hoping this all looks pretty good. Like I said when I streamed back in December, that I probably wouldn't be coming. That we was trying to I won't come back to FIFA. I think I've pretty much made mine up that I won't be. But I felt like I still kind of want to stream, especially with the fact I've got a lot of Lego stuff to build. So I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Now, I was planning on doing this, but I'm now tempted because I had a few issues when trying to set up my stream for the first time for a while. It's taking me a little bit longer than planned. But no, it should be fine. It shouldn't. 509 pieces. It's not like it's crazy big. So we should be fine. But obviously, I've got most of my sets are RF1 or Star Wars related. This is one of the very few sets that isn't. But what it does do is one of the things I've been doing, getting quite a lot of this, and I've really very much enjoyed, is the F1 MIDI scale, or what is now called the Starship Collection, which is really stupid. So it used to be called the MIDI scale. They then changed it to the Starship Collection, which was like fair enough, because you know what you're doing are the shit. And then they brought out this year an 8080, which is like, well, why did you change the name to Starship Collection if you're then going to release an 8080? It made no sense. They should have just kept it at MIDI scale. But, you know, that's Lego for you. So, I did do a little bit of a... Well, I didn't stream it, but I did do a sort of a test record yesterday, just to see how it would go. Now, I made the mistake, so... I opted, because I didn't want to do any of my Lego sets, for Christmas, I got... given one of the Foco stadiums, obviously for Anfield, Liverpool, and I was like, oh, this shouldn't, you know, quite small, shouldn't be too bad. What I didn't factor in was actually, even though it's quite a small build, it had what was it? Over 1,700 pieces, because they're all way smaller than Lego, and also. I did not enjoy the build. I'm glad I've done it and it's there, but it was not an enjoyable build because the parts are just incredibly small. But also a lot of the connections are really not solid at all. They're just like completely loose, and it just it makes me realize how much more enjoyable building Lego sets is than like a lot of the other brick companies, because like the instructions were terrible. Like they had like 20 steps, but two. Bearing in mind this build that I've got right now is 500 pieces, and there are 100 like 160, 170 steps. The stadium build I did had 1,700 pieces and it only had 25 steps because they basically did multiple like you end up putting like 40 or 50 really small little bricks on each step, and it was so difficult to like firstly get all the pieces because they're not all in just like, you know, unlike with say these ones, you do bag 1 first, you do bag 2, whatever. They don't have them like that. So like I had to basically open all the bags and basically search for the number of pieces I needed. It was honestly painful. It was so painful. It makes me realise how much more I enjoy Legos because you know what you need. I can go, right, I've got bag 1, cool, let's work through bag 1, rather than having to go, oh, I need to find this piece, this piece, this piece. Where does that bit go? Oh, it was horror. It was not enjoyable at all. Obviously, as you can see, paper bags. Obviously, they have been they've been rolling it out for a little while or going paper bags over plastic, but it was only at the beginning of this year that they fully finished it. Obviously, some of them still had plastic, I believe, but basically any new sets you get now are all paper, which is the right move. It is definitely the right move. Yeah, so like I said, this very much follows the MIDI scale that I've already got. Let me grab one. It very much follows in that step of these sort of things, these displayable smaller ships. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of Marvel that I wouldn't naturally, a lot of Marvel that it's the same thing with Harry Potter. If I had the money, and I had the space, I'd love to do all of them, but I don't. So I've got to be a bit more selective. But by going with this, I mean, I need to have something Marvel related, without like having all these massive buildings and stuff that I can't justify. So it was almost like the nice sort of middle ground of getting some Marvel set, but not going crazy. I'm hoping the sound volume's okay. I can't really test it myself particularly, but it should be fine. Have they even stopped doing the smaller bags inside of smaller bags? That's cool. I'm glad they have switched to full paper, even with the smaller ones. I am a big fan of that. I just pop all of them to the side so I've got a bit of a building area. You sometimes don't realise how much bigger the Lego pieces are to like say the one I was just doing earlier until you actually done one of the earlier ones, because like Jesus, like these are actually normal pieces. It's so much nicer. that's that bit. Honestly, I didn't realize how bad the other that other building block I was doing until you go back to Lego, like, you know, some of these steps are literally like 1 or 2 blocks, whereas like I was having to put like 40 really small bits, like literally follow it. I literally had to basically start at one block and go, right, so that one there goes there, that one there goes there, that one there goes there, that one there. Like, it was honestly horror. I can't believe how much, like, you sometimes forget how different it is until you go back to building Lego again, and it makes me appreciate it more. It really does. So this is also kind of a test stream for me, because it's the first time that I think I've managed to sort out the audio, where YouTube gets just no music at all for both the live and the VOD, where I believe Twitch still should get the music during the live, just not the VOD. Because I had a few issues. I forgot about it at one point, so I'll play music and I'll go, why am I getting like copyright strikes on my YouTube videos? Oh, because I had my music on. Twitch was fine, because obviously the VOD, but YouTube wasn't, and I was like, oh, I've got to. So it was then why for a while I wasn't having music at all, because I just didn't have the time or effort to sort it. But I have now. Well, I think I sorted it. So at least in the Twitch live, there is also the music to go alongside it. Next step. Yeah, obviously, if there's any issues with the volumes, let me know and I can fix it for next time. Because I will look. I don't know how often I'll be streaming my Lego builds, but I will now that I've got it set up again, I will be looking to do this more regularly to work through my catalog, because I've got a lot of smaller sets. So I've got like basically all of my builds there ready to go. I've got a bunch of smaller ones, but then I've got some 2 big ones. I still haven't built the 8080 from when I bought that over a year ago. Because like I started streaming Lego, then I stopped, and never got around to it. So there are a number of very nice builds to do, but I was like, I kind of want to start small. And it also made sense to go with this one, because it's the only Marvel set I've got, whereas the other ones are all under the same banner. Or you know, I've got all 10 of the Lego F1 Speed Champion, but there's also a few more that I need to get at some point. And then the other ones are all the Star Wars sets. I missed a bit. I didn't. I have realized the glare on this thing isn't great. Where's that going to be coming from? Is that better? Not really. that then feels almost too dark. We'll go for now. I might look to change my lighting possibly. I've still got some of the like ring lights from when I used to stream that I can use instead potentially, and see if that's any better. I need to do my nails, they're getting a bit long. No, that's the wrong bit. I need the other similar peep, but slightly different. Doing that, putting the mic in front actually blocks some of the glare. Am I sure it's not this piece? No, it's this piece. I'm just being stupid. I'm just being stupid, and I put that one. I put this piece one bit too wide. That's better. That's better. This bit and this bit. Just check I'm not missing any bits. Nope. It's getting thinner as we go along. Yes, this is going to be the front of the ship as it gets thinner along. Like that, and then the smaller bits. Like that. Then we need the two thin bits. No, other way around. Like so. Then we gotta flip it up. We gotta flip it up. And then we need 6 of these. No, not 6. We needed 4. I got too many more. I got two more than I needed. But we pop them on there, and then like that. No. Like that. Right, so that's the main runway. Then I'll play with them building the little extension runway, aren't we now? So I'll pop that to the side for a moment. You can't see that, but it is there. Well, you can just about see it, actually. The only issue I have already noticed when doing this build is I often do this. I often like build mid-air. So like this. I'm often like building like this. Not actually on the base. Which is I guess the only issue. Which I guess could be ramified by doing this, but I've then got to bring it up high. I kind of need one like almost like middle ground to get that. In fact, I just need to get more in the habit of building actually on the table rather than like here. You know? Which I can definitely do. Yeah, now that I've got a proper stand from my phone, it is easier to adjust the angle, so I can fiddle around with it a little bit until we find a bit of a better angle than what we've got right now. I was very restricted last time because I literally only had like a little stand which is actually this, which is what I was previously using, where I had it literally like off to the side. It worked for what it needed to, but it was definitely not ideal. But yeah, having a bit more of a proper stand does give me a lot more options. Okay, so now we're actually putting on the runway parts, which are going to be these bits. Like, I understand why they do stickers over printed pieces. It doesn't mean that I'm happy about it. Oh wait, I skipped a step. I skipped a couple of steps. I thought I was going. What do you mean we've already got that bit on the front? We haven't got that bit on the front yet, because I've missed this. I missed the page. Right, so we go from here to here, which is why that bit's already on. That way it makes way more sense. I was like, what's going on? I'm missing a bit. So this is gonna be number 9. I know for Star Wars, a lot of places now do print, because some of the stickers aren't particularly good anyway. Some places are now doing printed pieces that you can get. There's one or two that I'm looking to do that for potentially. Obviously the Venator that I've got has quite a good one that I'm looking to do. But obviously I can't really, one, I don't think there is stickers like printed bits for all of the sets. Plus, it becomes very expensive to do, even if there were ones like that. Which is why I say I understand why they don't do all printed. It doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Because even now I struggle to put them on. But I've gone back and looked some of my older sets, and my sticker placement has really kind of ruined a set a little bit. Because back in there, I was terrible. I'm still not great now, but I, one, take my time a bit more with it, and 2, I'm better at taking off and redoing if it's not quite right, like I'm doing right now. I can't do it too many times. There we go. Especially for center ones, I want to get it right. I'm not as bad when it comes to non-center pieces, but for a piece like that, I want to get it like as good as possible. Well, actually, yeah. If I put it on like that already, I can then line up with what I've already got, which is actually I've done a pretty good job with that one. Can we do a equally good job with this one? But actually, I can use this to line it up. Yeah, not bad. Pretty happy with that. And then the centerpiece, which is number 2. There we go, at the front of it, that's not looking bad at all. That just goes on like that. And then we're here. So that bit goes on like that. Now again, I'm going to pop these 2 bits on first and then use what I've already got to line it up. I've been a little bit sneaky here. Because for this one you use 3. For this one you use 1, because effectively you want this bit because it's flipped, so there's an end pit you can't really see. But no, you can't really see. but on it there's a bit of an end bit where it sort of rounds off. So effectively they want that, but here, so it's a full straight line. But they don't actually show you that in the image, or at least not very clearly. Thankfully I've noticed, so I know what they're doing. Because otherwise you end up getting it wrong. So that goes all the way through, but then stops here, where the left one actually doesn't, interestingly enough. Yeah, the left one, there's actually an additional sticker that I'm guessing goes here. Because this one doesn't, number 4, which is what goes here, doesn't round off. It just goes straight through the whole way. So there isn't an end line on either part. Which is a bit sneaky, because it's definitely very. I can definitely imagine some people have put the sticker on wrong. There we go. That doesn't look bad. Right, and then we've got another 2 and a little bit. Again, we'll pop them on pre. It's not as much of a problem with this one because there isn't a connecting bit. That this one, the sticker on this one and this one here aren't linked, whereas these 2 are still linked. So what do I need? I need 8 and 9. No. 8 and 7 even. Oh no, yeah. 8, 7 and 6. Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6 is the one that still has the slight continuation. Yeah, that line looks pretty good. But you see what I mean? Like, so the line here goes all the way down to here, where this one it stops slightly earlier. Right, so for number 8, it doesn't matter as much this one because there isn't anything that actually connects. No, that's actually a lie. There is actually a bit that connects. It's not long way that connects width ways. Gee, I think I've nailed that one first time. Lined up with that one, lined up with that bit as well. So then we can then put this bit, making sure we line it up. Yeah, that's not bad. I think I've done a decent job of lining all the stickers up so far. I don't know if there's any more. I know in fact there's still a load more. What am I talking about? Yeah, I very much want to get this at least as straight as possible, you know. Because otherwise it's going to bug me. So we've got a couple of side bits here. So this is the same bit. The ones that don't connect aren't nearly as much of a problem. As long as they're roughly straight, they're okay. Oh God. god. Hey KS, why did I forget I had those things on? How's it going? Can you let me know how the volumes are, like music and that sort of thing? Because I'm doing a bit of a different setup than what normal, so I don't know how all the levels are. That'll be amazing. And so do I. Thinking of any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. That definitely not center. Give you up, never gonna let you down. Yeah, how are the volume levels? Is the music overpowering or is it alright? Decent. Would you say lower or higher for the music? That. I'm gonna give you, never gonna let you down. How are you doing anyway? So you got these two long bits, and then these two. Yeah, these two bits go along here. Take on me. And then we got what I'm guessing is the last bit of this bag. Yeah, all of these weird partial circles. Obviously these are going to be for the what are they called? Thrusted wind turbines things. My brain can't think what they're called. Propellers? No. I mean, kind of. And then last two bits. And that is bag 1 of 4 done. On to bag 2. We've got 1 spare part from bag 1. That is the only thing with the paper bags, is that you can't see if there's any missing piece, any parts you've got. You've got to use to make sure that you have actually not missed any bits. Right, flip it upside down. Hey, Liverpool did score in the end. 45th plus 1. Jesus Christ. I missed that. I missed it. I need to go back and watch it. Oh, we've gone under the wall. Cheeky, so I was like cheeky. Where would we be without him? Like a couple of Ekatike obviously has been great as well. Verts is finally starting to show what he's actually made of, but someone's like just been such a constant performer this year. We really would be screwed without him. Oh, keeper almost gets there as well. You just can't quite get down enough. Yeah, it just goes right underneath it, and that is why you've got to have. He's done the Phil Coutinho. That's why you've got to have this. Why you've got to have the person lying behind the wall nowadays, because otherwise that can happen. He's always been a decent player, so like he always had he had a lot of work rate, but now he's also getting the end product as well, which is so big. Right, so we got that. Like that, and then we got 2 of them, 1 of them to go over the top. So this is going to be for the thrusters, right? I'm assuming, with all of these orangey bits. So like that. I think. Nope. Like that. And we need to make a second one of them as well. So we've got to go back to here and do it again. Do it again. More of the orange studs. You can really see TK and Vert really starting to link up more and more. Need one more. There it is. Here it is. Oh, I was missing a bit. I was going like, I swear it's not meant to be quite like that. And it's because I forgot to do this bit. I forgot to put those 2 bits on. That's better. That's more like it. And there we go. Yeah, they look pretty good. So then these go on the back. And there we go. It's looking lovely. Oh, we keep it flipped, we keep it flipped, we keep it flipped. Is this what the propellers go on? Need to make 4 of these. That's 2. That's 3. And 4. And these go in like so. Oof, that was close. We really got caught out on the break there. Gee, this. He should have scored there. He should have scored there. We were so open. Two big chances for one for either side that really could have changed this game. But at the moment it's still only 1-0. But the game seems to be very, very open right now. Which, while fun, is not really what we want to be doing. Right, 4 of them, but 2 of them need stickers. Ugh. We just cannot get this second goal to secure the game, can we? Oh, it's a good effort. It's a really good effort. It's a good save. Alright, so this is a separate little bit. So we'll pop that to the side for the moment. Ekatike was so close there. So close. Just not quite. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is coming on. That's that bit, which then connects to this. So it goes like that. That goes over the top. And then connects like that. And then that connects I didn't have that bit far enough down. And there we go, that then just slots in like that. The base is coming along nicely. And then put another 2 of these and then move rounded bits on the bottom. And then the last little bit before we go on to the next bag. So we got this into this, that on the bottom, and then that. And then we make a second one. And they go here. If it decides to actually click in, there's one. And there's two. And that is bag 2 done. And then we're going on to doing the propellers. But it's taking shape, that's for sure. You still got the rear end to do on this, and obviously the propellers. Oh, Salah, so close. Oh, so close. Was he on? No, he was offside anyway. So it wouldn't have counted. Oh, just a little stretch. Yeah! How the hell did Frimpong score from there? I'll never know. I don't know why I didn't think about doing this previously. Putting it more to the side, like you can't fully, you can't see the second page, but it's probably better like that. Give me a little bit more space to work with the building, I think. Jeremy Frimpong, how have you done that, my friend? Oh, I've gone down with a Rulli own goal. That's slightly disappointing. I dropped a bit. I got it. I got it. There we go. Right, and then this bit is separate for the moment. These are going to be for the part that goes round it. So I'm assuming we're going to have to make 4 of these. Or are they? No, they're all going to be slightly different, aren't they? Just because of how they connect and stuff. So I will follow it. You always know they're slightly different when. Yeah, because you've effectively got one of them with the left side, one of them with the right side. So it could be and obviously then they're going to be flipped as well. So they're going to be slightly different, just by like orientation. The actual build will be the same way. But you're going to have to make sure we get the pieces the right way around. So these are quite loose connections currently, but then once you put these bits on, that will secure it. tune it up. Like a tiki advert coming off. That's fine. No. I've done this wrong. How have I done this wrong? Oh. It's meant to be 1. And this was meant to go on 3 of the studs. Like that. That makes more sense. And then that then becomes more of a solid connection. Cool. I was thinking it was a bit loose. That makes way more sense. There you are. No, that's not the bit I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Like that. I'll make the other one as well before I put them both, and I'll put them both on at the same time. Yeah, basically this could be the reverse. Wait, no, this all. Oh, we're doing all the left side, then doing all the right side. Cool. So like that. Then like that. And that. Then like that. Oh, no, this one's slightly different. So... Oh, Salah, what are you doing? Just finish it, you muppet. What are you doing with that finish? Just open your body up and cut it round. Don't go for the inside. Right, let me pop these 2 on now. So, with it being this orientation, this, then goes on like that, and then we get that piece like that. And that is the first one done. It'd be cool if these spin, like they kind of do, but not really. Right, and then flip it back over to pop this one on. Like that. Then we make the other one. So you pop another one of them. Like that. Oh, is my phone about to run out of battery? Yes, it is. Damn, I thought I had enough, but clearly not. We will go with this temporary setup. Oh, that's why I made the dumb decision move to not turn my 3G off, which is why it was burning through as much as it was. That makes sense. If I give it a moment, I'll be able to plug it back in again. So I'll just do this brief. I'll just do it like this very briefly. It wouldn't be one of my streams if things all went correct. I can't seem to find some parts. So I wonder if I've made a mistake somewhere. I see what I've done. Why did I put that bit on then? Did I put it on there just because I thought it looked right? And not actually because it needs to go there? Very possibly. Oh. I'm assuming something else will go there. But yeah, there was no need for that to go there. There we go. Of course, Gakpo scores. There we go. And the last one, right, let's see how we're doing. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Alright. Let's try this again. Right, last little bit. Oh, I say last little bit, it's not the last little bit, is it? I'm annoyed Salah didn't get his goal. He had his chance, but But 3-0, very happy. That is much more like it. And then last bit to put on from this. Hold on. What have we done? I messed up somewhere. How the hell did I do that? That is impressive. Right, let's try that again. The big one goes on this side. Small one that side. Then like that. Then like that. Then like that. Then like that. There we go. There we go, that's that. We then pop these bits to finish it off. Finish off the circle. Right, so now we're adding the little detail bits like sort of Quinjets and mini Quinjets and whatnot. There it is. That goes on like that. Then we get this and this. And then pop those on top. And then that then goes next to it there. Some more little car type bits. Like that. And then we got yellow with red on top. I missed a bit. I forgot to put these bits on. Thankfully they're nice and simple. I mean, these are bits I've not seen in a long time. These are like old vents and gate pieces. Which is obviously not, they're normally white, not grey. Yeah, we're putting all the little bits of detail on the runway now. Oh. This bit is a little bit unclear, unless I'm missing something. Oh no. I was just being stupid. I wasn't seeing. Has it gone again? To be fair, my phone is very warm right now, so it probably can't. It's probably struggling to hold its charge because of that. I'm just gonna pop to the loo quickly. Right, I'm back. Right, let's finish this off. We've got just these little bits left of bag 3, and then we're on to bag 4. Just tiling it all off, aren't we now? Really, aren't we? And then we've got to do the back end with the other part of the runway and the bridge. Oh, so we're now doing the side bits for the very front. So we're going to need our stickers again, aren't we? So we're doing that bit now, aren't we? Six, 4. So like that. It then goes on the side like so, and then we do the other side. And then again the stickers. like so, and then again pop that on the side. So there we go, 64 on the back. And that is the end of bag 3. We've got a few more spare parts in this one, but there was also a few more fiddly bits, so it makes sense. There's a lot of smaller bits, so it makes sense that they provided a few extra bits. And then bag 4, the last bit, which is going to be for the second part of the runway, the bridge, and the stand. I actually ripped that perfectly, right along the actual theme. The first time so far with a paper bag I've actually done that. We've got 2 small bags in this one. Ugh. That's for the front. At least that one's a printed piece. Another sticker done. Wasn't quite happy with that one. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. $16. Trying to line it up as best as I can, you know. I feel like I've done a pretty good job. Yeah, I feel like that's not bad. Maybe this one's slightly off. I think it's more just the fact that it's slightly far left. So that one looks closer, so it looks better. But I'm happy with that. I'm not a complete perfectionist. I like it being like you know, straight and like that sort of thing, which it basically is. But I'm also not gonna spend hours and hours to get it completely perfect. Cause it's just never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Three more stickers to go. we pop that onto there, one there, one there, and then the last two stickers. It's gonna go like that, right? Damn it, I wish I'd known that earlier. Because while I was happy with it, I probably should have figured it out early. I probably should have worked it out really, but I didn't. And I'm annoyed at myself, but I need to get it straighter. Because it wasn't so much, it was straight, it was just slightly off to the side, which is fine if it's not having to match up with something else. That's better. What I realised is I started off with this side quite far to the left, which is also why up here that side this side is a lot closer to this side, because I've gone slightly left from the very start. Which is also why if you look at this one and this one, they're slightly over to the right, because I went very left on this one. Very left. So it's like right on the edge. So much so that I'm actually going to redo it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's better. That's much better. I had a slight panic there, because I realised that I'd done this the wrong way around. I don't think it's gonna matter. Actually, no, it might do. Ooh, we'll see. Yeah, that shows you that I did it well that time around, because even when I flipped it, it's still in the right place. It's still where it needs to be. It shows you that I managed to get it much more central this time. Much more central. Right, and then stickers stickers. The last 2 stickers. When you've got that to already line up with, it's a lot easier to get it where you're happy. Effectively, your aim is to get it to line up with that, not so much the actual brick itself. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Looks good. Look at the. Well, if it looks alright from like this, from when I look at the camera, when I look at the in the camera, then I know it's okay because it's not noticeable enough for me to go like, you know, if I look right at it, then maybe I can say, oh, it's not quite there, but from a distance, from the sort of like, you know, up here distance, you're just not gonna notice like those little slight errors, are you? Well, that's the stickers done at least, which is often the most stressful part of a Lego build sometimes. Oh, I was like, where have I gone wrong here? I don't understand. I put this in the wrong place. Because I was like, there's no overhang to put up one of the parts. That then makes more sense for when I do this. And pop that there, that there, that there, and then those two bits there. We then flip it back over, grab two of these, which go there, not that one, this one, like that. We're getting the bend for when it goes like that. Or exactly however it sits. Oh, I lost a bit. So we're using these black triangle parts to get the curve, get the bend effectively. Ooh, we might actually be missing a piece. Unless I dropped it. Or I'm being blind. Both are possible. Nope, found it. I was worried there. In all the Lego I've done, I've only ever had 2 missing pieces, and they were both from an F1 set. Well, one of them was missing, but it's only like a really small fin that I can deal with. And then the other one, I got the wrong piece, so I can still use it, but it's just not quite as good as connection. Like it was one of the Technic bits, and it's not as long as it should have been, but it still does function. It's just a bit short. I have put in a request for both parts that this week. I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I just kept on forgetting. But that's the only 2 parts I've ever been missing. Where did I put the bit I was working on? I'm having a bit of a mare right now. Could be like that bit. And then where's the other bit? I'm losing my mind right now. There it is. Because it was only 2 parts. I was like, it's got to be somewhere, but I just can't think. I just can't see where. Oh God. I'm tired. It's late. We're almost there though. I'm just hoping my phone will will survive, because I don't know whether or not it's charging enough while it's got the battery in. We'll see though. We will see. And there we go. That's the second runway. I see, so that we're using that bit there to connect that. So basically we're putting a little circle that'll clip in there. That's quite clever. So like that. And then that then goes and clicks all the way around. That makes more sense. Oh, I've missed a bit, haven't I? I need to go back a minute because there's something that I'm missing here, which I believe is in here. No. I did think I had quite a few. I did think I had a few spare parts, more extra than I normally did, and it's because I managed to miss this step. Yes, I did this bit, but I didn't do a little bit here, which was that. 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 And that. That makes more sense. Thankfully it wasn't like a huge part that I missed. It was a bit that was easy to amend. And there we go, that is now secure on there. So now we're putting all the little bits on here as well. But yeah, you can see where it's clipped on there. We've lost the propeller. Yeah, the propellers are definitely very delicate. That is for sure. what I'm assuming is like either a fuel truck or thing that pulls the jet over, little vehicle. I can't seem to find that, but it's not the end of the world because I know for a fact I've got a spare one in here. So I'll use the spare one, and then if we come across it again, I can put the other one back in here. And that's why with some of the smaller bits they put spares. I believe it's done by weight, so with the smaller bit there's more chance that they throw an extra 1 or 2 in, just so that they can guarantee that there is actually enough of it. Obviously with the bigger part it's not as bad because obviously the weight, if there's one missing, the weight would be significantly different. Where with the smaller parts, missing one, there won't be a huge amount. Which is why sometimes you do get a few extra bits because they always put in an extra. They always put in an extra if it's like a bit if it's a bit unsure. I'm assuming now we've got with these window parts. We're now doing the tower. That will go here. Almost there. Wrong bit. I'm meant to be using that bit. I'm meant to be this bit. So then that bit there goes like that, so it's matching. I need 2 more window slopes. Then this bit. Then the window 2x1. Like that. Using some ski bits for some of the antennas and various parts like that. I always find it fun to see how they do some of these smaller parts with, you know, using parts that really like using like a gun in like a build rather than actually like as a gun and things like that. It's always quite fun to see how the imagination of how they do it. Ooh. Almost dropped it. And there we go. That is the bridge. That, how did it clip on? Like that. And I believe that is actually the finished part now. And yeah, there's the orange bit that I said I would find eventually. I'd find, and I did. So that is the actual helicarrier. So what's fun about it is if you can actually, if you really wanted to, you could actually swoosh. They have got some swooshability for their size, but they're also like not like crazy elsewhere. So the last part now is making the. Oh, I did forget about a few little bits of detail on the. On the runway. My apologies. Yeah, I'd imagine that these small grey bits are Quinjets, and then these are more like transports, bit bigger. Oh, need to put these back on again. Right, let's make the base quickly. Flip it upside down. And I'm going to put it back up this way again. There we pop that. Into that like so. And then finally, pop the little placard on. Like that. And then that goes like that. And there we go. Finished. And it's looking lovely. Well, a few little technical issues, but overall I think that was pretty good. Like I said, I will look to try and come back do a bit more, and I might look to change the lighting slightly, especially with the light shimmer that we often get with the instructions and stuff. So I might have a little look at that. But other than that, I'm gonna probably look to head off. 3.5 hour stream, not bad. Appreciate everyone that has been here or that end up watching it back on the VOD. Obviously, with the VOD you don't get the music. Obviously, it can be a little bit quiet, unless obviously you like the ASMR of bricks clicking and being clicked into place and such. But you know, no judgment. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do this a little bit more regular. Obviously, I've got a fair few sets here. Most of them are smaller, but obviously at some point I will have to start on the big ones, which will be multiple streams. With like say like the F1 card, I might do 2 a stream because they're quite small. With some of the other slightly more bigger ones that are a bit more similar size to this one per stream seems like a good idea. Obviously, I did it on a Wednesday today. More likely, it'll be more often than not. It'll be over the weekend probably, like a Sunday or a Saturday if I haven't already had football. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for being here. And yeah, I'm back kinda. I'm not gonna be doing like crazy stream quickly. FIFA, I'm just not playing games much, but I want to still keep my foot in a little bit with the Lego and various. But yeah, I will see you guys when I next stream, which it won't be this weekend because we got a game this weekend. But I might let's try and do one the weekend of the end of the week, end of the month, so 31st on a Saturday or the first on a Sunday. That'll be my next probably aim for streaming, but I might if I can, I'll try and put a thing on like a little thing on Twitch about when I'm next streaming. Yeah, appreciate everyone for being here, and I'll see you guys next time.